So we got 7:12 a.m. and showing right here, which I'm probably going to have to uh, stop. But anyways, so okay, this is the only way that I've got to do this, is to actually follow along with this. But you know what's kind of funny is on this crawl right here, and I'm doing this just to prove, my little narratives here. But anyways, quite ironic because when this come up pertaining to, okay, let's look at this. Salmonella outbreak linked to eggs sicken 79 people. Okay, well, the CDC has recalled what, 1.8 million eggs? And for what? Oh, to investigate possibilities of salmonella. Cloudy skies expected across the Northeast. Scattered showers and thunderstorms possible from Texas to the Carolinas. Now here we go. Okay, this is what waited for. Dry weather and mostly sunny in the Midwest. Now then, what have I been shown in my recent content? What have I been stating within my narratives, right? Pertaining to the movement and the weather in specific. The thing is, they keep saying that, this is systems that are moving, trying to still make it out like it's a narrative of nature. Well, no, it is not that. Okay. So as you might be able to see, we do have the morning light that is slowly making its appearance over here in the eastern sky, casting its shine, if you will. So I am going to go ahead and leave it at that, and we are going to wait until the skies overhead become more active so I can put forth more of my narratives of reality. Okay, and we'll see you then. 7:50 a.m. We are out here, of course, at the feeding ground for this morning's breakfast on this June 9th, 2025. A lot of hungry campers out here this morning. Right, Screamer? Alright, let's go see what the sky looks like once we traverse on out of here. Yeah, I'm coming through, but it's okay. Alright, sorry, I had to clear my throat. Okay. Yeah, quite wet out here still this morning, and once again, dirty skies up overhead. Once again, they're putting out that claim of wildfire smoke, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a false narrative, because they also keep bringing on this little narrative about rain and how it's going to push all this down, all the particles, wildfire particles down to the ground. And, and they're talking about this as far as the northeastern states, where the wildfire smoke is supposed to be, accumulating, but the incoming rains for the northeast should be able to wash these particles down from the sky, or at least a good majority of it, right? Not if they keep spraying the stuff up there, right? Because, well, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, okay, maybe I've seen some evidences of wildfire smoke, but I'm seeing more evidences of chemtrail spraying, or at least that narrative or definition thereof pertaining to that terminology. Because like one snotty viewer in the past had commented, "What are you right there at their exhaust and collecting samples?" No. I don't have to. You know why? I've got years and years of recordings to where I've been, spouting off about this far longer than many YouTube channels out there. Many big YouTube channels have just recently, over the last year or so, have woken up to the factors of what is going on overhead. And this is a real shame when it comes down to certain channels that practices monitoring the skies through flight apps and so on and so forth. I used to be a subscriber to one certain channel to where this guy had all kinds of military background and this and that and everything else, and then he was a naysayer, big time naysayer. Oh, it's just conspiracy theory talk about chemtrailing the skies. Well, about a year and a half ago, somebody finally slapped him upside his head and woke him up. What do you know? He started pumping out his own content pertaining to this situation. Well, I had unsubscribed from him. Shortly thereafter, it's like, oh, okay, cool. It's about time you decide to wake up. Well, of course, back then, yeah, I was one of those people that, put a little bug in his ear. And I do that quite often. If I'm not pumping out content, I'm pumping out comments. That, or I'm replying to comments that are already made pertaining to certain narratives through channels. Yeah, that's how I rock and roll. Because anymore it's my narratives versus theirs. And, once again, I provide the proofs and evidences. Not much proof nor evidences right now, as far as I can see, which, of course, cannot see much of anything when looking in this direction. And furthermore, well, let's go ahead and, just out of idle curiosity, let's go to 3.3 times zoom. And we are going to have to try to get a little bit of focusing kicking off here before we can go over to this greater light. And of course, boom, just nothing but white out glare. Okay? You can't even get a decent viewing of this so-called ball of light. And I don't know if there's anything around this right now, but let me tell you what. Right now I am wearing a pair of shorts and a black t-shirt, and my black t-shirt and shorts, black shorts mind you, are already warming up. So what they have forecasted as far as our temperatures today in our area, nope, sorry, I don't even agree with that narrative. In fact, I have a hard time believing most any narratives out there anymore, especially within considerations of if I am on the same topic, I'm providing my own narratives. Alright, enough rambling for this morning, because after all, I do believe there's going to be that much more content that will be coming forth from this channel and from yours truly. So please stay tuned, won't you?